Stretching nearly 10 kilometers, Cameron Lake is a long, narrow body of water cradled between Mount Arrowsmith and the Beaufort Range. Its surface is often calm and glassy, reflecting the surrounding landscape like a natural mirror. Trees, sky, and stone fused in one breathtaking image. It's a place where the pace of life slows down. Here, the sounds are softer, the gentle lap of water on the shore, the distant call of a loon, the whisper of wind moving through towering evergreens. On clear mornings, mist rises from the lake, curling around the forested hills like something out of a dream. It feels untouched, timeless, almost sacred. Whether you arrive in the golden light of morning or as the sun dips behind the mountains in the late afternoon, there's always something magical about Cameron Lake's stillness. And if you stay long enough, you may notice the subtle shifts, light bouncing off ripples, clouds drifting above the peaks, or a bald eagle soaring high above the treetops. Cameron Lake isn't just for looking, it invites you in. The waters are perfect for swimming in the summer, especially near the small beaches that dot the shoreline. The temperature is brisk but refreshing, especially after a hike through the nearby forest trails. You'll often see families paddling by in kayaks or setting off on stand-up paddleboards, gliding across the lake in near silence. It's also a popular spot for fishing, home to rainbow trout, kokanee, and cutthroat trout. For locals, it's a favorite place to drop a line and wait, not just for a bite, but for peace. There's even a well-loved picnic area along the lake, shaded by towering pines and outfitted with tables and quiet spots to rest. Whether you're here for a quick stop or a lazy afternoon, Cameron Lake rewards those who take a moment to simply pause and take it all in. And like many natural places with deep water and deep history, Cameron Lake carries with it a touch of mystery. Some say there's a creature that lives in the lake, affectionately known as the Cameron Lake Monster. Over the years, there have been sightings of something large moving just beneath the surface, leaving behind ripples and questions. Scientific teams have even visited the area with sonar equipment, curious about what might lie in the lake's deepest parts. Whether it's fact or folklore, it adds another layer to the lake's quiet charm, a sense that, even in 2025, the natural world still holds secrets. Cameron Lake isn't flashy. It doesn't shout for your attention. Instead, it invites you to slow down, to breathe a little deeper, and to reconnect with nature in a way that feels honest and effortless. Welcome to Cathedral Grove, one of the most awe-inspiring natural wonders in British Columbia. Nestled in the heart of MacMillan Provincial Park on Vancouver Island, this ancient forest is a rare and powerful reminder of what the West Coast once looked like before logging and modern development transformed the landscape. As you step onto the trail, you're not just taking a walk through the woods. You're stepping back in time. These towering Douglas firs and red cedar trees have been standing here for centuries, some for over 800 years. At over 75 meters tall, they form a natural cathedral above your head, a green canopy that filters the sunlight into golden beams. And as the breeze moves gently through the branches, you'll hear the quiet rustle of leaves, the call of distant birds, and the occasional creak of a mighty tree swaying ever so slightly, alive, breathing, enduring. The forest floor is thick with moss, ferns, and fallen logs, slowly returning to the earth and nourishing new growth. This is a true example of old-growth temperate rainforest, a complex, living system that sustains countless species, from black bears and cougars to tiny fungi and insects we may never even notice. The trails at Cathedral Grove are short and easy to navigate, perfect for families, solo travelers, or anyone wanting a peaceful stroll surrounded by giants. There are interpretive signs along the way, sharing stories of the trees, the ecosystem, and the indigenous history of the land. These forests have long been sacred to the Coast Salish peoples, who lived in balance with the land for thousands of years. They used red cedar not only for shelter and tools, but also for art and ceremony, a living connection to their ancestors and culture. As you walk the trail, you might notice massive stumps left behind by storms or age, reminders of how even the tallest trees eventually fall. But in the forest, nothing is wasted. A fallen tree becomes a nurse log, providing nutrients and shelter for mosses, fungi, and the next generation of life. Take your time here. Listen closely. Smell the damp earth, the cedar, and the clean air. Every step brings a new perspective, a new detail you may not have noticed before. Together, Cathedral Grove and Cameron Lake offer a contrast that defines much of Vancouver Island. Ancient forests and reflective waters, while beauty and quiet peace. This is more than just a scenic stop on the highway. It's a chance to slow down, reconnect, and reflect. As you continue your journey through Vancouver Island, you'll notice how nature shapes every community and every moment here. People live with the land, not just on it. And moments like these, a walk in the woods or a sit by the water, are treasured parts of everyday life. If you're traveling between Parksville and Port Alberni, or even heading toward Tofino on the west coast, these stops are absolutely worth your time. No tickets. No reservations, just you, the land, and a sense of wonder. So whether you're here for the trees, the lake, or simply to breathe in the forest air, take a moment to pause. Feel the stillness. Look up, way up, and remember what it feels like to be surrounded by something truly ancient and wild. Thank you for joining us on this journey through miles through time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this adventure. And wherever your travels take you next, may the road be scenic, the air fresh, and the moments unforgettable.